for the Nuggets. Paul Millsap out there with Michael Porter. Then there's Jamal Murray. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. And it's Brown in a shooting guard. On opening night, Clark, both teams would love to start off, obviously, on a winning note.
Without question. I mean, setting that winning tone, gaining that confidence that comes from winning, and they all count. Wins today are just as important as wins that you get in March and April.
That was a strong dunk.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. Once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
And it's Murray penetrating. Here's the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Well, Clark, one thing you have to respect about Jamal Murray is how intense of a competitor he is.
And you can't substitute competitive spirit, Kevin. It's a great attribute to have. And you see that in how he's improved his game year to year. I mean, he loves being in the spotlight, going up against the game's big-name guards, and he doesn't shy away at all. That's a credit to him.
Schroeder passes to McGee. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation. Oklahoma City shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. On defense, the Nuggets, 4-point game.
Shots back. I mean, he's a mobile, athletic, big man who is taking pride in his defensive work.
And here's the fast break. Westbrook passes to Barnes. Nice steal from Valanciunas.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Murray finds Porter. Shoots over Schroeder. Porter, no luck. The Thunder have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. To the paint, here's Barnes, and it's Barnes slamming it down.
Hey, and Barnes not playing around when he gets near the bucket. When he has the ball deep inside, he's looking to bang it.
Murray, the pass to Valanciunas. Schroeder against Brown. Valanciunas. McGee with the block. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by McGee. Just 5 on the clock. Murray kicks to Brown. From downtown.
Boy, they are frigid right now. I mean, failing to connect on their first 4 attempts.
Schroeder, he dents the rim with a 2-handed slam. Wow.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
And so it looks like passes it to Porter. Denver passing it around. 6 to shoot. Down low. Valanciunas trying to free himself up. And Paul Millsap, the bucket on the assist by Brown.
Boy, Brown not just a super athlete, folks, but he's got excellent skills as well. A tremendous floor general.
And it's McGee with the jam.
And this kind of athleticism at the center position, pretty remarkable. I mean, McGee letting it all hang out there.
The pass to Millsap. Outside Porter. Fires from 14. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Here's Brown. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
I think that's where Brown is at his best, guys. He's a muscular athlete who loves finishing strong through contact.
2 open that time. Made it look too easy. 8 points for Russell Westbrook.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far. And if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
And Denver decides to take their first time out here.
And they just can't seem to get going offensively.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Maxi Kleber comes in for Paul Millsap. Monte Morris is checked in for Porter. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Murray. And then for Oklahoma City, Noel's checked in for JaVale McGee. Aaron Holiday comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And Raul Neto subbed in for Russell Westbrook. And it's Brown missing.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
And the slam by Blake Griffin.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
And, you know, that involves pounding it inside, getting as many points as you can right at the rim. That demoralizes a team.
Plumlee finds Brown. And Brunson has it in the corner. Three-pointer nailed from three-point land.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Oklahoma City leading by 8. Well, the number 33 pick in the 2018 draft, Jalen Brunson, off to a pretty good start.
Boy, I tell you what, this guy is so solid. He was the Naismith Player of the Year and a 2-time champion at Villanova. No surprise to see him handling this business in the pros because he's all business.
And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Thunder.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
And that one misses.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
Ferguson's checked in for Oklahoma City. And the second free throw, good. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Pass to Kleber. Now the dish to Brown. 6 on the shot clock. 13 feet away. And the shot is long.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Here's Griffin. And a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Griffin's got 5.
Boy, he's really feeling it right now, shooting a high percentage to start this game.
16 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Morris. No points in the game yet for him. This one for 3. Doesn't go for him. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Oklahoma City. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a very convincing performance from the Thunder so far.
Yeah, in that first period, they look to push in transition at every opportunity.
Yeah, I like the way they play. They're looking to get up and down the court every time. Racehorse basketball here tonight. Strap it up. Don't look down. You'll miss something.
Now Brunson. Jalen Brunson out there with Morris. Then there's Jaylen Brown. Then there's Jeremy Grant. And it's Kleber in at the center. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. Griffin passes to Neto. To the middle. A nice shot by Griffin. Griffin's got the lead up to 13 now for Oklahoma City.
And that's just too easy. When Griffin gets to that area of the floor, expect him to finish.
Here's Brunson. And it's Griffin with the rebound. And here's Griffin. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the most they've led by, 13 points. Holiday, the pass to Griffin. Got it for his 4th field goal of the game on just 5 shots. And Clark, throughout your NBA career, you always wore number 33. How'd you end up picking that number?
Well, it goes back to my idolization of Lou Alcindor at the time, who is now known as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was the first big, graceful guy I saw do a little bit of everything in his days at UCLA, and then I digested all kinds of books and stories about him and just really admired his work on and off the court. Because he wore 33, I chose 33.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Holiday, the pass to Griffin. Here's Ferguson. He's covered by Grant. Shoots over Grant. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Denver calls timeout.
In the first few seasons in the NBA, not an easy time for Terrence Ferguson. The young wings have their ups and downs, but the franchise still very much believes in his talent.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Millsap comes in for Grant. Porter's checked in for Brown. And Murray's subbed in for Morris. The Thunder also changing it up. JaVale McGee's checked in for Griffin. Dennis Schroeder comes in for Aaron Holiday. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Raul Neto. And with Ferguson, the fans can be hard on him. They're expecting more. But, Greg, it's going to take time for him.
You know, Ferguson has already made big strides with his defense. The shot and consistency will come, but the fans will have to be patient with him.
Schroeder against Murray. McGee trying to break free. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Schroeder's got 5 now.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
But there are a lot of factors a free agent puts into selecting the new team that he goes to. Talk about the factors that aren't basketball for these free agents.
Well, I think you could see some of them if you gave it some thought, Kevin. You think about it, market size, nightlife for some guys is important. Business opportunities when you think about places like Silicon Valley or New York or Los Angeles. Season of life for the individual player in terms of his family and where he might want to reside after he's done playing. So there are a number of different things that contribute to free agents making moves from one team to the next.
Now, did you have family, Clark, when you played your last couple years in the NBA?
We were without children, but it was Rosie and I. We've been married 4 years, and then our family started right after I retired.
He is so quick off the ground. Porter just gives the defense very little time to react.
Here's Barnes, and it's Barnes slamming it down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed in this league.
And not just a scorer, but a distributor as well. Porter's court awareness is really impressive.
Westbrook, rebound by Murray. The Nuggets trail by 11. Top of the key, and Denver again with the bucket.
That was big because they dug a big hole in the first quarter, but starting to show signs of life.
Sometimes, for whatever reason, a lot of times you don't know why. It takes a little while to work the knots out, but it looks like they're putting it together right now.
And first timer of the game called for Oklahoma City. Their last encounter was in Oklahoma City.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
And that really was the difference. I mean, it requires a ton of energy to play that harassing style. It'll be interesting to see if they can do it again tonight.
Mason Plumlee's checked in for the Nuggets. Noel dishes to Barnes. Westbrook passes to McGee. Now here's Schroeder. He had 27 points last game. Shot clock at 5. And it's sent back by Plumlee. Now here's Brunson. Murray with it. With the floater, and he lays it up and in. Murray's got 9 points.
Nice to see Murray take it strong to the rack. pretty good finisher he is inside.
Schroeder, 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Earlier in the game.
And guys, you look back to their loss last time out. He missed a lot of free throws that cost them.
Well, it was such a close game, they couldn't afford to waste their chances at the line, but he did. And just as you said, Greg, it cost him. Yeah, those were fine numbers he posted at the line. It was hard to find fault with anything he did from the stripe.
Morris looking over the floor. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Morris has got 4 points in the quarter.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Whatever the defense gives, that's what he takes. A sign of a skilled offensive player.
And so it's Oklahoma City in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Jones. There was no stopping Russell Westbrook in the first half. He had 12 points and 1 assist. The first 2 and that
and we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game, he has been everywhere.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
And on the floor for Billy Donovan as we get into the second half. Harrison Barnes is out there with Griffin. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's McGee in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And a deep three from Westbrook. Not going to go that time. Now the Nuggets take it the other way. They're off to San Antonio after this game, bringing their show to the AT&T Center. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. Oklahoma City leading by 8. Here's Griffin. Another shot. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now, 6 for 8 on the night.
Yeah, and no one's ever questioned the desire. Griffin using his strength and explosiveness to make good on the second chance opportunities.
And it's Murray penetrating off on the layup.
Clearly out of sync to begin this half. 0 for their first 3 attempts.
And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
Kicks to Brown. To the inside. Stolen by McGee. Out left to the wing. No one near Westbrook as he lets it go. And Griffin stays with it. And the Thunder lead by 15.
How about the confidence from the big fella? Griffin taking pleasure in tormenting the defense, feeling really comfortable shouldering the offense.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And with Murray, Greg, you forget how young he is. He entered the NBA right out of his freshman year at Kentucky.
I mean, Murray was taken 7th in his draft and has kind of flown under the radar from that class. But the more you watch him, the more you feel like you're seeing a star in the making.
Well, Nuggets need to get a shot off here. They get it again. And that one's good. Millsap. Millsap's got his second bucket.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I like about Paul Millsap, Kevin, is he's relentless. There's no let-up when he's out there. I mean, he goes after every ball.
Tobbed up there for Barnes. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
And Barnes is a high flyer now, a huge target to throw to when he's sizing up that alley-oop.
Brown against Schroeder. Brown with it. 11 feet away, and Griffin sends it back, and he's able to get it back. And it's Brown missing, and so Griffin will bring it up for Oklahoma City. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half. Shoots from 14. Here's McGee, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And Valanciunas kicks to Brown. Passes it to Murray. Goes up again. Denver gets it back. Millsap. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it.
Not much falling for him this quarter, guys, and you can sense his frustration.
For 3, Westbrook. Porter pulls it in. The Nuggets trail by 17. He kicks to Brown. Looking to get it going. And the layup is good.
And Brown is just so physically imposing. I mean, especially inside where he usually gets whatever he wants.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Talk the level of nuance and the footwork that keeps evolving every few years. Talk about the changes that you have seen from the time you've played to the exquisite footwork we see now.
Well, you know, some of my peers would say that these guys are being allowed to walk and have it talked about as good footwork. So you work with Reggie and other guys, and I hear them all the time saying guys are getting away with carrying the ball and so forth. But the footwork is pretty good. I mean, when you think about it, the step-back three-point shot, the ability to make plays off the dribble, all attributed to footwork. I think it's just an evolution of the game. As players see more and more of excellent work on the court, they're able to emulate it a lot sooner and a lot better.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Morris passes to Kleba. Here's Brown. Got it. Good job in the low post. Brown's got 6.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Back to Griffin. The 17-footer. Here's Noel. The shot, no good. Plumlee with some nice D. On the wing, Morris. The pass to Kleba. Brown feeling it out a bit for 3. Murray. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Griffin's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Man, he's just pulled a Harry Houdini in this quarter. He's completely disappeared.
Back to Neto. Shot's good. Griffin making the play. Griffin's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Holiday against Murray. Morris outside. Misses the wing chair. And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder out in front by 17 points at the end of the quarter. They've got their field goal percentage to thank for that. They've been hot from all over the floor tonight. And And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Yeah, that's just a brilliant read of the defense. I mean, it was also excellent anticipation of the movement of his teammates before the pass. Just great harmony on all sides.
And we reach the 4th quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. A moment now to reset the lineups, brought to us by Gatorade, all fueled up here for the 4th quarter. So on the floor for Denver, they've got Morris. Jeremy Grant is out there with Plumlee. Then it's Jalen Brunson. And it's Kleba in at the 3. It's good from Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin hits them both. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. Trailing by 19. And Griffin sends it back.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Knocked away. It's stolen by Morris. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. Denver making a switch here. Porter's checked in. Oklahoma City leading by 19. Griffin kicks to Neto. Noel passes to Holiday. Shot from 12. And Griffin scores. The assist by Holiday. 22 points for Blake Griffin.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
And even under pressure in close, I think they've still done a good job maintaining concentration and converting the opportunities.
Shot clock at 6. And stolen by Noel. Here's Neto. Banked in off the glass. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Thunder.
Defensively, they played with a lot of energy, and the steals we've seen are a result of that aggressiveness.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And easy to understand why many believe Porter is the complete package, skilled at making the correct pass.
Pass to Barnes. Puts up a 3. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Pass to Porter. Back to Brunson. Porter against Barnes. And Griffin sends it back. Inside. And Griffin slams it in.
Yes, he does, Kevin. Love seeing Griffin finish with power at the rim. Awesome at throwing it down when he's in this deep.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Mark, name some traits that make for a great team leader. You've been in that role. What did you like and embrace, and what have you seen from others?
Well, I think it starts with humility, a real sense of who you are and what your role is on the team as a leader, and then a really good example setter. I think those qualities are essential. Humility speaks to selflessness, but also being one that holds yourself accountable too.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Valanciunas, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Millsap comes in for Maxi Kleber. And it's Brown in for Monte Morris.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
Schroeder, right side. He's looking for Griffin and finds him. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Boy, the timing of Griffin really superb in these situations. He has a great sense for when to leave the floor on these alley-oop jams.
Here's Valanciunas, and he drops it in from the low post.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
Outside Griffin. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
Brown against Schroeder. Clark, last season we saw more of the global game series from the NBA. A couple games in Mexico, one in England. It's nice to see.
Yeah, it really is, because I actually 6 years ago had a chance to be with the Pacers in the global games in the Philippines, and then Taipei, Taiwan with the Rockets. Great experience for the players and the organizations. It's an additional level of travel, no doubt, about a week to 10 days where you're in another country, but it's great for the game and it's great for the fans in those countries.
GA drafted after only playing 3 games at the University of Missouri. A lot of people probably hadn't seen Michael Porter Jr. play basketball. But with that in mind, describe his game for us now.
Kevin, at 6'10", he's a fluid athlete with tremendous shot-making ability. He grew up one of 7 kids, homeschooled. They all played ball. He's had a basketball in his hands from a very young age, and you can see it in his approach.
Free throw good, Porter. And after essentially a redshirt rookie year with the Nuggets, Michael Porter Jr., the 14th pick in the 2018 draft, is back in action.
Could be a huge addition. Remember, Porter was projected as a top 2 pick entering his freshman season at Missouri. If he can stay healthy, you're adding an elite talent to your rotation.
And Porter drops them both.
Yeah, a former 5-star recruit. We know about the talent level with Porter, but he's also a mature, hard-working guy.
And McGee kicks to McKinney. Back to McGee. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It goes on Noah Vonleh. Last season, the NBA announcing the launch of a league in Africa, along with FIBA. Clark, what do you think of that move?
I think it's another example, Kevin, of the globalization of the game and the NBA's intentional, purposeful way of expanding and continuing to grow the game for the sake of the business of basketball, which is a game that obviously you and I love.
And Clark, we see so many foreign players come into the NBA and play well. Not just play, but play well.
Yeah, and not just Africa, although
right.
a number of players from Africa, but a number of different countries have signed on. It could make for a more exciting league.
Monte Morris is checked in for Michael Porter. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2.
Well, you look at McGee and the career resurgence he's undergone, guys, outstanding. I mean, when he's been in the right situation, he's been very effective.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Oklahoma City.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And it'll go down as the first official win of the new year. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Blake Griffin.
And you have to love the effort he put forth on the glass. He played with a fire no one else could match as he chased down those rebounds.
Fade away. That one a little long. 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Lee dishes to Ariza. Back to Lee. Morris outside. Takes it into the teeth of the knee and converts the way up.
And giving up some inches inside, but makes up for it with an aggressive style.
Yeah, you know, with that size difference, that's not an easy shot. I mean, I don't care how close to the rim he is, that's a tough shot.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you very much, Blake. Another good night of work offensively. How does the team build on this?
Just keep that rhythm. You know, we're not always going to hit shots every night. Some nights the shots aren't going to fall. So just keeping that rhythm, keeping the ball moving, talking on defense, and relying on each other.
Congrats on a great win, Blake. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long, everyone.